Peace, love, and light to all my people out there. Welcome back to another episode of More Love, More Light, More La Fortune. It's your Empress again, Urena. Coming to you, bringing this video to you. Just a short little something that I said I would bring to you on the last video about ethnicity. Nationality really is the key of the day. But our people think, black and African American is a nationality, but it's not. So this is just like a little brief breakdown of what's called an SF 181 form. Now, by no means, guys, am I telling y'all any legal advice, giving you any legal advice is for entertainment purposes only. I am also not telling you to fill out this form. I just want you to listen to the categories because these are things that you see every day when you sign up for a job, when you go to the doctor, you're listed as this or that. And you really need to understand what you're assigning your name to and admitting that you are. Especially if you haven't done the research or don't even know it for yourself. Like, this video is just me and my husband. It was recorded about 2 years ago. Going over the SF 181 form, mostly for our families so they can kind of get to see, the different categories of race or ethnicity that they have and that they subscribe to. But being that, we want to enlighten all of our brown people, we just decided to bring it to your forefront just for educational purposes, entertainment purposes only. Again, we didn't even fill out the SF-180 form. We corrected some stuff in regards to ethnicity, but we didn't fill out the form. We just actually used the form as a basis of that's on your doctor's log. When you go into the doctor's appointment and it's got your race there, it's going to have whatever you've subscribed to. When you have a baby and your birth certificate, you have to select one of these options. So it's just to help you going forward, realize and understand what you're really doing. Peace. Enjoy. And if you have any questions or concerns, I want you guys to do your own research first and foremost. But if you have anything that I can help with or assist with, reach out at lovelightlafortune@gmail.com. I can answer as many questions as I can. If not, I can point you in the right direction. We got to get a better understanding and understanding of what's going on right now and what we are putting ourselves and subjecting ourselves to based on going under someone else's creations and labeling ourselves as that. Like, for instance, the term black. It might be 500 years old. Were we here more than 500 years ago? Of course we were. African American, I think Jesse Jackson made it up. How is that who we are when we were here before that term was created? I just want to get y'all to think. Noble said, you get them to think, you can free yourself. Don't listen to me, If it touches a nerve or it hits a nerve, do the research for yourself and finding your truth, because it's out there and there's no need for us to pretend and intend like it isn't anymore. Time's up. Time's up for playing games. We really got to come together, get ourselves together, come under one fold, because again, how can we all claim to be the same people, but we going by so many different names? I know I don't call myself black or African American. So that must mean that anybody that is, are you distancing yourself from me? At one point in time, my mother told me that I was black or African American because she didn't understand. But just doing simple family research, Ancestry has a 14-day free trial. This ain't no ad, but you can see that name has changed over several different years. It's changed a lot. So how is it that your name is the only one that's changing? Maybe it's because you're the natural Aborigines American that they don't want you to know. They want you to be African American, even though you've never been to Africa. Your great grandmother probably never been to Africa. Unless you're saying Africa in general is the whole landmass, all landmass is connected. You can't. And then Africa is a continent. It doesn't define any nations. Kenyan American, okay, he can be American, but he came from the nation Kenya. Chinese American, same. Japanese American, Mexican. You get what I'm saying. African American, you're two continents. No, you're American. You're from one continent. Now, me, on the other hand, my father's from Nigeria. So, I've been on both sides of the water. And it dates back to a time when we were all connected as well. But as this nation of people that we're in right now, we're the only place you can go and you don't just see a congregation of us. You go to China, you're going to see a lot of Chinese, and you're going to know they're called Chinese. Even when you see dark ones, they're not going to be called black Chinese. When you go to Brazil, there's light-skinned Brazilians and there's darker-toned Brazilians. They're not called black Brazilian, white Brazilian. Why is it in this landmass that we're on, why is it that there's a black and white? And what does black really mean, and what does white really mean, and when were these terms coined for these people here, and when did all of these people get here, and who was here first, and if those people were here first, how are they now the last citizens? Like, we got to get it together. And I don't claim to know it all at all, but I know that there was something in the milk ain't clean, and I don't drink milk no way, so just get rid of the milk. And yeah, let's get to the truth. I'm Moraya. So, peace and love, family. This is Urena and Tony.
Peace.
You know, we've been on different journeys. I know that y'all think are weird or, but this is something that we wanted to share with you because this is something that, we did and we figured out along our way. And I know everybody ain't where we are, but we kind of want you to just read this document that you probably never have read, but have on record. Okay. So, in the top left corner, it says U.S. Office of Personal Management Guide to Personal Data Standard. And then it says ethnicity and race identification. Please read the Privacy Act statement and instructions before completing this form. Then ask for your name, last name first, social security number, and the date of birth, date, month, and year. And then that's what the agency uses. I guess you don't do nothing there. It says Privacy Act statement. Ethnicity and race information is requested under the authority of 42 U.S.C. Section 2000E-16 and in compliance with the Office of Management and Budget's 1997 revisions to the standards for the classification of federal data on race and ethnicity. Providing this information is voluntary and has no impact on your employment status. But in the instance of missing information, your employing agency will attempt to identify your race and ethnicity by visual observance, meaning they're going to look at you and they're going to make up what you are just by looking at you. Okay? You want to take over the next one, baby?
What's it, this information?
Yeah.
This information is used as necessary to plan for equal employment opportunities throughout the federal government. It is also used by the U.S. Office of Personnel Management or employing agency maintaining the records to locate individuals for personal research or survey response, and in the production, of summary, descriptive statistics, and analytical studies in support of the function for which the records are collected and maintained, or for related workforce studies.
Okay. Let me read the next one. All right, so the Social Security number is requested under the authority of Executive Order 9397, which requires Social Security number be used for the purpose of uniform, orderly administration of personnel records. Providing this information is voluntary, and failure to do so will have no effect on your employment status. But if Social Security number is not provided, however, other agency sources may be used to obtain it. So pretty much they're going to get it anyway.
Off the muscle.
They're
going to beat you down and take it.
Question 1. Without your consent, they're going to get it.
Debo style.
Question 1. Are you Hispanic or Latino? Okay, what is that? A person of Cuban, Mexican, Puerto Rican, South or Central American, or other Spanish culture of origin, regardless of race. Yes or no? Now, we reside, or right now, we domicile where we are at this point on North America. So our people would be from North America. But if we have any people of descent, Cuban, Mexican, Puerto Rican, South or Central American, or other Spanish culture or origin, regardless of race, yes or no? But we would put no. I would say no. So it says, please select the racial category or categories with which you most closely identify by placing an X in the appropriate box. Check as many as apply. So check as many that apply to you. So racial category and then the definition of the category, okay? So we're going to start with the first one. American Indian or Alaska Native. A person having origins in any of the original peoples of North and South America, including Central America, and who maintain tribal affiliation or community attachment. Okay? Asian. A person having origins in any of the original people of the Far East, any of the original peoples of the Far East, any original peoples of the Far East, Southeast Asia, and the Indian subcontinent, including, for example, Cambodia, China, India, Japan, Korea, Malaysia, Pakistan, or the Philippine Islands, Thailand, and Vietnam. Now, this is where people that look like me, and it gets kind of interesting, baby, right?
Yeah, it's gonna get real. Pay attention because it's gonna go by real fast. You notice how it took a good minute to read you what Asians are, so better pay attention. You don't blink.
All right. So Black or African American, right? That's us brownies.
Or wow.
Either one.
Nobody else got order. Well, they got order, but you know, you don't see a color like that.
A person having origins in any of the Black racial groups of Africa. Any of the Black racial groups of Africa.
Hold up, you said Black racial groups?
Black racial groups.
Oh my God.
Of Africa. I don't see people. I don't see original.
So from the first two we just read, American Indian, Alaska Native, and Asian, by any chance did you hear any colors being stated in any of those two racial categories? I don't think so, because
let's read it again. Maybe I missed it. Let's read it again.
What?
So Black or African American. A person having origins in any of the Black racial groups of Africa. What those are people.
Yeah, those are people.
What racial groups are they talking about in Africa?
I don't recall, and I know there's nations over there.
But down here it says North Africa. Let me finish reading because I see North Africa there. So it says racial groups of Africa here.
Okay.
No original peoples, not peoples nowhere. So these people ain't even people. They're from a group. So what did that make them? Groupons?
Yeah, Groupons. Yeah, you can cash them in.
Groupons? Okay.
That's all we want to do is cash in.
So that's Black and African Americans. And I love you, but something ain't right in the milk.
Something in the milk ain't clean.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so Native Hawaiian or other Pacific Islander. A person having origins in any of the original people of Hawaii, Guam, Samoa, or other Pacific islands. Okay, did it say groups? Let me see. No. A person having origins, I'm trying to read through the phone, so it's weird sometimes. Having origins in any of the original people of Hawaii, Guam, Samoa, or other Pacific islands. Original people. Not there. Okay. White. A person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe. Original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa. White. A person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa.
Did y'all see a color in there? Did you read a color in there?
The status was white. Well, they think that's the color too, but obviously it can't just be the color because these people are from North Africa and a lot of North Africans.
But in that one
are not the color white.
But the one with Black and African American, it had the word Black and it's
as a option,
as a definition of the category.
Yeah.
But when you read, can you read white again?
Okay, white. A person having origins in any of the original peoples of Europe, the Middle East, or North Africa.
I didn't hear color in there.
Not at all.
And there's not a color in Native Hawaiian. There's not a color in Asian. There's not a color in American Indian.
But you know what else? Everybody else is people.
Yeah, everybody else is people. You don't. We don't. We
So what
don't.
are we?
We don't
What are
describe them
those?
as yellow. Hey, what's that? Hey, you ever seen that yellow man? He always come over here. No, they always say you always seen that black man come over here. But it's interesting, man.
It is
This is
very
very
interesting.
important, guys. We have to. We try to make it fun because and be happy about it, but you just
It's
don't know how
real.
much crime we already done did for you. We've done a lot of crime for you, so being in this with somebody, we gonna know what you're gonna go through and how it's gonna all feel to you when this finally hits you and really start making sense. But we have to fortify our temples brick by brick, and that's from inside and out. So you have to start separating yourself from things that hurt you, hinder you from living as godly as you're supposed to be living, because it's not going to help us progress as people, you as a person, you as a spirit, an individual, a soul, an avatar, whatever you want to call yourself. But we got to get it straight, man.
Peace and love, y'all. Peace, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed that quick little video. Um, I hope you were able to get something from it. Like, I know you heard us laughing and giggling and being funny, but it is really serious, man. And if you're saying that, okay, the denotation of black, somebody made that, and you're saying you're what that person made, you can't really be upset about what is happening to you because those are the rules. That's what happens to that what they coin black. Like, so it's kind of almost like you kicking your own butt, but it's because you don't know. And I'm not telling you to go out and make these huge changes, but like really start looking into it. Because again, as you saw in the video, black and African American is the only category that doesn't have or didn't descend from or ascend from an original people. And how is that so when we're the only people that you can do research on to find that have been here for millions of years? So how is that one category of people, which is the vast majority, claiming to be that, how is it that they don't have any linkage to original people when our ancestors were the mothers and fathers of civilization? We taught people how to take baths and separate themselves from their animals and, yeah, speak and read and walk upright and math and science and physics and astrology and all of the things that we know today. We are the mothers and fathers of that civilization. Like, we have the same blood. And somebody know it. And they keeping you from knowing it. And your own ignorance, getting caught up in the world and the worldly things, is helping distract you from that. Because we have been taught to love something other than our own selves. And most of us hate ourselves. Like, they really do. I think I got picked on as a kid for being dark. I'm sure plenty of people did. What is that about? And why is it that I'm looked more down on by my own people than by the Caucasoid? Like, they'll walk around the store and show me where I need to go. Of course, they're trying to sell me their object and their product as well. But it's like our people, they're almost angry. And I know why they're angry, because innately they know that's not where they should be. That's not what their life should be like. But at the same time, when you see one of us, we should offer a helping hand, extend it, because we all going through. We all going through. That's one thing we have in common. Even the rich ones, they all going through. So, peace and love, y'all. If you want any tips of what to look into, I would say Pinterest has a lot of stuff, as far as like the ancient Americans or
the Aboriginal Americans, the Indigenous Americans, whatever you want to call it, not Native Americans, because Native don't mean you are from the soil here. Like our gene, our iron levels, everything, our copper levels, it denotes that we are of this landmass known as North America at this time. Um, so yeah, start looking. It's out there. You know, you got to do a little searching, but it's out there now, man. And anybody that's trying to get at you with some whole kind of money, or they need this or they need that, you got to do this before I can help you get that. Like, it's free. And if it's not free, if it's got a fee, you won't be free. Like, you really won't. Like, you'll be under another person and they'll be telling you what to do, and you'll have to look and seek to them for assistance all the time because you never learned it on your own. Like, you can get tips and stuff from people, which is what I'm trying to provide. I'm sharing information, you know. I'm trying to help you kind of see a little bit. But by all means, I don't know it all. Like, I'm hoping that some people listen to me can assist me, you know, as far as like with the understanding or the partnership, or, you know, the building portion of things. Like, coming up in the world, I want to help. Like, where can we put together something for our nation? Like, why not? But no bullshit aside. Like, I mean, no bullshit aside. Like, no games. Like, just real love, like real truth, real honesty, like purity, humbleness to each other. You know, support, you know, support with peace, and like stand on principles and love. Like, let's love each other again, man. Like, let's make loving cool again. Like, I just know, like, and I know I'm going on a tangent and the video is already probably getting lengthy, but I just remember a time, like, with my grandparents, we always had other people living in the house with us. Not because we were poor, but anybody that needed it. My grandparents, it doesn't matter how many kids, if we all had to sleep on the floor, like, get out of our bed, you know, it is what it is. Like, my grandparents helped everybody. I was raised with so many kids simply because of who they were. And like, same thing with me. Like, if I ever got in a situation, like, my aunties will put me up, like, with no question, no expectation. Like, just because anybody know, not just me, anybody. So it's like, I'm looking into the world, and it's like that's missing everywhere. Like, everybody's out for self. Even these so-called Christians, which is really another reason why I got away from Christianity, because you'll see a person shouting and giving all this money and doing all this, saying all this, being all a part of this in the church, and then they don't speak to their sister on the outside. Or they'll walk past a homeless person or look down upon a person that's got on baggy jeans or that smokes weed. Like, something ain't right about that. Or they can be sleeping around, but they preaching to you about not sleeping around. Like, something ain't adding up. So, man, yeah, this look into self. Like, look into this stuff, man. Before it's too late. And again, if you have any questions or anything I can help out with, or my husband, like, feel free, man, reach out. I love lightlafortune@gmail.com. There's people on Facebook that talks about the truth, because it's coming out everywhere. YouTube, not just my channel, but I'm just another, I guess, branch to the tree, or root to the tree, however you want to say it. Peace and love, y'all. I'm what I got.